In this video, I'll be talking about the Galaxy Exploration Manual for Starfinder put out by Paizo. The folks over at Paizo sent us the Galaxy Exploration Manual to take a look at, and I gotta tell you, for as thin as this book is, and a pretty good standard price, $40, it packs an absolute punch and is a great resource if you're really looking for a way to help build your Starfinder game into one of those games or the feel of a movie or a television series where the goal is getting out and traveling through space and discovering things. Really, I mean, you know, as Star Trek would have put it, to explore strange new worlds and civilizations. That's what this book is all about, and it has a ton of stuff in it that's going to help you accomplish that real spacefaring science fiction goal. So first off, let's look at what it is that you're going to get in a general overview in this book. It starts off pretty cool with some new options for some of the classes that are out there, both classes that are in the core rulebook and some of the other expansions. Throughout the book, there's some pretty cool new equipment and systems for your ship. That's all really nice. The thing that's really great about what's in the book is the exploration system. It has baked into it a way to develop entire planetary systems as well as worlds, and developing those worlds in a way where you're sort of, as a hex map, developing individual biomes on the planet. Something that I think is really important to keep in mind that this book points out, and especially if you're running an exploration campaign, is that your players, they're not going to be spending tons and tons of time on every single planet, checking out lots of different places and areas. I mean, think about any episode of Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica or anything like that. We're finding a place or finding a planet. This is especially true with all of your Star Treks, right? You go to that planet, and there's one interesting place on that planet, and you go down to that one little area, and there's a problem to be solved, a foe to be overcome, a puzzle that's there, a problem that needs your players' help. And they stick in that one place. There's an entire system set up to be able to do that, and the game does it in biomes. I think these are really awesome. There's a section throughout the book that describes an aerial biome, an underwater biome, subterranean biomes, desert, Arctic, and of course just weird biomes. This is really awesome. It gives you some names for places. There's really neat like flavor text that's throughout the book that'll be things like, here are some dishes and cuisines that might be really popular in an aerial biome. It really makes that area feel lived in. And then it's also going to give you suggestions for the type of adversaries and civilizations and cultures that will be in those specific areas. You'll know like one major landmark or important area in that biome. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have creativity. In a swamp biome, there might be areas that are super mountainous, or there might be a small area that's a little bit more cultivated and the swamp is kept at bay. And that's a really great storytelling moment, a place for your players to hang out. But overall, you're developing the different spots on that planet. It's really neat, and it's set up that your players will travel around searching for things, honing in on where they need to go, and then showing up in that one specific spot. They do their job, and then they fly off to discover something else. Thank you to all of our patrons, and especially to Sean. If you want to support our channel, please check out patreon.com/rollforinitiative for the ways that you can join our community. In addition to the biomes, there's an entire section in the book for building these worlds. What overall type of world is it, as well as what are the different types of factions? Is it a unified world? Is it completely post-apocalyptic? Does it live somewhere right in the middle? And it has a suggestion that worlds or societies have alignments themselves. Now, again, this doesn't filter down the micro level to every single individual that lives in that region or that continent or even just that one like mega city. But it will say like, okay, well, overall, this is a very a lawful and just type of society that lives there. And that's really going to influence the way that you as the game master can run the interactions with the, you know, local species that's on that planet or in that one area. I really like the inclusion of all of the different ways that they have an accord with themselves and the way that they might think of outside spacefaring visitors. The game also does a really cool job of helping you figure out what is it like as your players travel from place to place. Again, this book is really helpful if you're not going to have them spending most of their time in one planet or in one space station, but you want a campaign that's an ongoing, continuous campaign full of little storylines. And sure, there might be an overarching storyline that's behind the scenes, but it's really all about that exploration. And there's a really great breakdown of planning and mapping and finding your way to a certain system, discovering the gravity wells, spending a couple of days finding all of those other smaller planets. What I like about this is that it kind of gives your characters these downtime options, but they're active downtime. Everybody has their roles to play on the starship, and it really feels like you're out there finding this system and then finding what kind of system it is and what's interesting about it and which planets and what's going on the different continents, right? Really honing in, spending days, weeks, maybe even a month as these explorers really finding the right place. And it could be that they just set out to explore for the sake of exploring, or it has ways that they can come up with overhearing a little bit of gossip or finding star charts or things like that, leading them to their next destination. Now, if you've already created a very rich tapestry of lots of different worlds and star systems and sections of the galaxy, and like that is the thing that you've put into play, or if you're running the type of game where everything sort of takes a place on one major space station or one sort of home world starcraft, then this guide might not be exactly what it is that you need. But if you've really been looking for a way to build that campaign that's all about being out there amongst the stars in your ship, discovering new people, discovering new things, discovering new galactic loot, then I really think that this book is well worth having in your Starfinder library. I want to say a huge thanks to the folks over at Paizo who sent us this book. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to having a game where I can start to incorporate some of these types of things. And if you want to pick it up for yourself, I think you're going to be really happy with all of the worlds that this helps you unlock. And of course, thank you to all of our patrons. If you liked this review, if you like our channel, please consider going to our Patreon. It's the way that you can most directly help us and help us to grow, as well as getting some pretty cool perks in return. So check that out. Do you have the Galaxy Exploration Manual already? What do you think is really great in here? How have you been using it in your games? I would love to hear about that in the comments section below. So until next time, I'm Ryan, and this is Roll for Initiative. Bye. And this can be just when we upload to our Roll for Initiative ASMR later. If this is the kind of thing that you like, well, I mean, I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but it's